Cops going high-tech.
The way first responders respond to emergency calls hasn't changed that much since telephones were invented.
Ahoy, hoy.
We ring 000 because of some danger or disaster.
I got it stuck.
And they race to the scene to help us.
And, we got a bleeder!
Australian police are now trying something different.
Drones?
It's called the Drone as First Responder program. They want to deploy RPAs, that's remotely piloted aircraft, fitted with cameras, spotlights, sirens and possibly even loudspeakers to respond to emergency calls.
Cheaper than a chopper.
Still potentially intrusive though.
Do not be alarmed. Continue swimming naked.
WA Police are spearheading a trial on behalf of all Australian policing jurisdictions. Just gone out to tender for private companies to supply drone-in-a-box equipment. Early tests suggest an RPA could be at a crime scene in under 2 minutes. That's a fraction of the time it takes for a patrol car to arrive. The idea is someone who is trying to do you harm will flee the scene once they see flashing lights above them and hear a cop explain over a loudspeaker that they're being recorded and that reinforcements are around the corner.
I'd like to help sooner. I would. But we're very, very busy down here. Heesh. King me.
The cops are negotiating with the Civil Aviation Safety Authority to change its rules to allow officers to pilot drones outside of line of sight. Under current laws, you need to be able to see the drone the whole time it's in the air. Cops want to fly them more than 2 kilometres, so there's some tinkering with regulations to be had.
And a few safety issues as well, I imagine.
The tender calls for suppliers to consider fitting parachutes to the drones. Who doesn't love a good drone fail video?
More customers for Chemist Warehouse.
More profits for shareholders as well. Chemist Warehouse is listing on the stock exchange. This is known as a backdoor listing, when a relatively small publicly traded company buys a much larger private company. In this instance, ASX-listed Sigma Healthcare, which amongst other things runs the Amcal and Guardian Chemist brands, is buying the 8 times bigger Chemist Warehouse chain, which up till now has been privately owned.
Chemist Warehouse in the middle of our street.
Sigma is in a trading halt at the moment while it works out fine details of the merger, such as how it's going to pay for it. When it lists on the stock exchange, the new company will have a valuation of $8.8 billion. That puts it firmly in the top 100 most valuable businesses on the ASX.
Take this company into the fucking stratosphere!
Its neighbours on the index will be Endeavour Group, which sells booze to people at Dan Murphy's and 350 pubs across Australia, and job ads giant Seek, which makes its money finding work for those people when they get sacked when they are found to be drunk on the job.
Drink.
Of alcohol?
Uh-huh.
So a big business.
It is big and it will probably get bigger and more profitable. Sigma has identified $60 million in cost synergies.
Well, we all know what that means.
More people on Seek.
You're fired.
Regardless, the future is bright for pharmaceuticals as a sector because we're all getting older and sicker.
A rest I need.
Wesfarmers picked this trend a few years ago, which is why it snapped up Priceline. Chemist Warehouse founders Jack Gantz and Mario Verrocchi will own 49% of the new company. The deal makes them about as rich as Hungry Jack Cowan, who makes his money selling burgers to people who've been on the lagers at Endeavour Group's various liquor businesses.
That rich list is getting crowded.
Jack and Mario will need to adjust to life as a publicly listed company though. A stock market listing comes with all sorts of disclosure rules that can restrict how fast you can move and how many things you can break. There's one big question that's so far unanswered in this deal though.
What will the ACCC say?
Competition watchdog is worried about the company's buying power, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Will Pharmacy Guild oppose it?
They do oppose it, but the real question is, who will be brand ambassador of the new business? Joe Silvani
Live, look, feel well at Chemist Warehouse.
or Rachel Finch?
I'm very proud to be the new beauty ambassador for Amcal, Amcal Max and Guardian Pharmacies.
I really do think it's the ACCC though.
It's always about the red tape, or the green tape. Doesn't matter what colour it is, it's all government regulation, and governments have been promising to streamline government regulation for as long as I can remember.
Since the beginning of time.
In Western Australia, Peter Dowding did it, Carmen Lawrence did it, Richard Court, Jeff Gallup, Alan Carpenter, Colin Barnett and Mark McGowan. Let's see if Rog can actually do it.
In Western Australia?
I'm Ben Harvey. For more update, click the subscribe button below.